How will the costume design help carry some of the themes of power, design, transformation, like you were just saying?
I think there's a strong contrast between the design of the characters in the Athenian world of society, structure, the palace, and then the people we meet in the forest. There's a kind of interesting dynamic between magic and sort of social structure. So we'll have much more kind of tailored, structured clothes in the palace world, and then giving way to a much kind of freer, more artistic sort of form of clothing expression in the forest. Our fairies are based on a kind of on ballerinas. So we're sort of leaning into this idea that they are a sort of almost stereotypical idea of what people picture when they picture a fairy. But they're in black tutus and they come on in masks at times, and there's a sort of, they're almost like these flies that kind of zip around space and land on different things. And we've been looking a lot at military clothing as well. There is a nod to the idea that the play begins with the ending of a war, and in this sense that the characters have actually been through something quite traumatic. And so we're kind of interested again in those sort of structural powers of the blending of where politics and military forces kind of combine to create a sort of tyrannical world in which we find the characters at the beginning. And then we have a third dynamic, which is our mechanicals, who, and that's really fun because we get to play there with, we're kind of inspired by amateur dramatics companies and that kind of long history of people staging theatre in a way that is kind of quite rough and that relies on a suspension of audience disbelief. And I think that is what works so well in The Sound Wanamaker, is just, you need very little to kind of tell a story in that space.